Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. A federal high court in Abuja has postponed the trial of Senate President Bukola Saraki and his deputy Ike Madu till September 28, 2016. The principal officers are accused of illegally altering the Senate standing used in electing leaders and inaugurating the upper legislative chamber on June 9, 2015. They were charged alongside Clerk of the National Assembly Salisu Maikasuwa and his deputy Benedict Efechiri. According to officials at the court, the case could not be heard on Monday due to the annual recess of the judiciary. The officials said that the case would resume when the judges return from their annual vacation. The Civilian Joint Task Force says they have arrested 6 suspected members of the Boko Haram sect in Lagos State, southwest Nigeria. Briefing journalists in Lagos State, head of the Civilian Joint Task Force, Mustafa Mohammed, said the suspects who came from Borno State were arrested at different locations in Lagos. 2 were arrested at Isheri Ojodu Bega, while 3 others at their hideout in Victoria Island, and the 6th suspect close to a church in Festac Town. He added that the suspects have been handed over to the military in Borno State. The Nigerian government says it is verifying the accuracy of reports claiming that 81 people were killed by herdsmen in Benue State. The presidency, through its digital communications office on Monday, said that some of the pictures in circulation were from the genocide in Congo back in 2014. The presidency said the Nigerian police is currently investigating the reports and would release a statement shortly. Dozens of people were reportedly killed in an attack by armed herdsmen in Nezev Ward, local community in Benue State. The incident occurred over the weekend. The exact number of people killed is yet to be confirmed. However, residents say that over 80 people have been killed by herdsmen in the last 2 weeks. The movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta men has given the federal government 2 weeks to begin dialogue in a bid to quell agitations in the Niger Delta region. The group said if after the expiration of 2 weeks and there is still no action from the Nigerian government, it would assume the government is truly not sincere about dialogue with the Niger Delta. The MEND is a different group from the Niger Delta Avengers, a different group which has claimed responsibility for recent attacks in Niger's oil-rich region. Attacks on pipelines in the Niger Delta region has pushed crude oil production in Nigeria to 30-year lows in recent weeks, although the NNPC says output was rising due to repairs on the oil and pipelines. Troops of the Nigerian Army headquarters have repelled an attack in Calabar local government area of Borno State, northeast Nigeria. In a statement issued by the Army, it said at least 16 Boko Haram terrorists were killed in incidents. The troops also recovered a general-purpose machine gun, rocket-propelled grenade, ammunition, and captured 2 of the terrorists alive. The Boko Haram insurgency has raged on in Niger's northeast region for about 7 years now, killing over 10,000 people. However, in the past few months, the Nigerian military has succeeded in beating back the Islamist sect and significantly reducing the amount of suicide attacks on innocent civilians in the northeast. 6 people have been arrested in connection with the murder of a female preacher in Kubwa in Abuja. Deaconess Eunice Olawale was killed in the early hours of Saturday, July 9th, while preaching in Kubwa in the nation's capital. In a statement signed by the spokesperson of the FCT Police Command, ASP Angjuri Manza, the police said it was interrogating the suspects arrested in connection with the murder. Niger State Oil Company has urged motorists not to engage in panic petrol buying. This comes as the trade union representing oil workers in Nigeria began a strike action that raised fears of future fuel shortages. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, last week said that 10,000 of its members, which include refinery workers and office staff, had begun industrial action over issues critical to the survival of the country's energy sector. Pengasin said it decided to strike over issues such as joint venture funding and cash call arrears, which it has said has stalled the creation of new jobs and investment in the oil and gas sector. Maryland Convent Private School, a Catholic mission school in Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, will be marking its 50th anniversary next year. Authorities of the school have lined up a series of events to mark the milestone. Briefing journalists in the school today, head teacher Reverend Sister Osagi said a football event and a match and also a visit to the orphanage home and an award night are some of the activities lined up to mark the event. The school has produced well-known personalities such as Abike W. Erewa, who is a special senior assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari, as well as Nigerian musician and songwriter Dari Atalade, and also Nollywood actress Bimbo Akintola.
Today, by the grace of God, we have had the opening session, the opening mass. God is the basis of our existence. All our honor, glory, go to Him. Hence, we celebrated the Holy Mass. During this session, we want to announce to everyone in Nigeria and around that we are 50 in the formation of young children. Tomorrow, by the special grace of God, we shall have the graduation ceremony of our primary 6 pupils and nursery 2 pupils in this very hall at 10 a.m. God sparing us, third term, we shall have visits to a home of the needy, precisely to Mother Teresa's home in Ketu, to give back, since we are dealing with children, to children who are not opportune like ourselves. Later that evening, we shall have award nights, whereby we'll be inviting lots of SPPs, reputable women and men in our society who pass through this school, and of course, our noble parents. On Saturday, on second term, we shall have again, glory to God, the Thanksgiving Mass in St. Agnes Catholic Church at 9 o'clock. Immediately after that, we shall have a cultural fiesta on our school field.
The school management also spoke about various issues, including the recent issue of students putting on hijab and church garments in Osun State.
This is a primary school, and I go back to it, is faith-based. If there's anything we should wear here, we should be wearing the non-dress, not the hijab, because this is a Catholic school. So we dictate what we want in our school. We have good relationship with the government because we pay our taxes regularly. The Ministry of Education come to inspect our school, routine inspection, and we comply to every single instruction that is given by the ministry.
Yunusa Dahiru, the alleged abductor of S.A. Oruru, has been released on bail and reportedly taken to Kano State. A federal high court sitting in Yanagwa, the capital of Bayelsa State, granted him bail, but due to the stringent conditions laid down by the court, Yunusa could not meet the conditions until last Friday. Yunusa's legal team, which includes a senior advocate of Nigeria, had battled since March to secure his release from prison following the bail conditions given by Justice Ajiya Ngajiwa of the Federal High Court in Yanagwa. He is facing a 5-count charge of abduction, illicit intercourse, sexual exploitation, and unlawful carnal knowledge of a minor. An anti-graft coalition, the Civil Society Network Against Corruption, has urged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to investigate the Chief of Army Staff Tukur Buratai over alleged diversion of funds to purchase properties in Dubai. In a petition forwarded to the Anti-Graft Commission and signed by the group's chairman, Olarewaju Suraju, the group said such act was a violation of the law of public service. According to the group, quote, If the revelation is found out to be true, the actions of the Chief of Army Staff is a great disservice, an act of sabotage against the Nigerian state, and a violation of the law prohibiting public officers from investing or participating in any other business other than farming. End of quote. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has released the criteria for students to gain admission in universities in Nigeria. In a statement issued, the body said the admission of candidates into tertiary institutions will be based purely on three pillars, namely merit, catchment, and educationally less developed states. It said the federal government had approved the reinforcement of admission guidelines as recognized by the Nigerian law. According to the statement, first off, a list of candidates who qualified for screening into individual institutions based on the three stipulated criteria will be presented. It added that such screening did not demand for another test in any form, written, oral, or electronic. We'll take a short break. When we'll come back, we'll look at business and international stories. Don't go away.
From the multi-award-winning filmmaker.
What were you doing at the beach resort?
The first ever Pan-African movie.
We've all met at company retreats in the past before.
Each one with a mission and a strategy to determine who will be the next CEO.
I googled you last night and I came up with nothing. Nada.
I'm off the grid. I fly below the signal.
Coming to the cinemas from the 15th of July 2016.
10 VIP CEO premiere tickets and 20 autographed DVDs up for grabs when you pay for the OLX Do It For Me service from 6th of June to 1st of July 2016. Visit olx.com.ng to book a champ now.
OLX, sell it!
Corruption not in my country.
That was a very good business.
Yeah.
The furniture you brought was very perfect.
That's how we roll.
Because let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
No. The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I don't do business like that now. Yeah.
In that case, give me back my check. Let me go look for someone that understand business.
Take.
Your loss.
But it is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get that.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No,
You will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people, make una only add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. You're watching TV360 News now. Nigeria plans to raise 120 billion naira in local currency denominated bonds with maturities ranging between 5-year and 20-year on July 13th. The Debt Management Office on Monday said it will raise 40 billion naira at par in 2021 bond, while also raising 40 billion naira apiece in the 2026 and 2036 maturing bonds at the auction. The Debt Office said the 2026 and 2036 debt are a reopening of the previously issued paper. Nigeria, which is Africa's biggest economy, says it would borrow around 900 billion naira from the local debt market to finance a portion of the estimated 2.2 trillion naira deficit in this year's budget. The management and key players at the Nigerian Stock Exchange have received the new management team of Skybank PLC. This comes after the CBN sacked the entire board of the bank last Monday. The new team says it would ensure the speedy restoration of the fortunes of Skybank in the shortest possible time. Our correspondent, Abiola Ismail, completes the story.
Skybank shares have suffered severe battering since the Central Bank of Nigeria took over the bank and sacked its entire board. The new board is here to reassure investors and try to win back their confidence.
We are here essentially as an intervention team. In other words, what happened in that bank was essentially change of management and board. Some of the board members of the board of directors are still there, and and therefore it doesn't amount to take over. This one has been taken over by Central Bank, and this bank is still owned by the shareholders. The second issue is that the Central Bank has given its word is going to support this bank. So in other words, those who initially panicked because they assumed it was a takeover should please realize that whatever it takes for the Central Bank to support this institution, it will support it. And therefore it's not an issue of distress, but essentially it's an issue of corporate governance.
The Group Managing Director, Tokunbo Abiru, told financial journalists on the Lagos floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange that the mission of the new board is to make the bank stronger than it was through entrenchment of good corporate governance.
Part of the immediate things that we're doing to improve on the fundamentals of the bank would be to work very quickly on the asset quality, make sure that we bring our asset quality to acceptable levels, work on we equally will work on our cost-to-income ratio in order to make sure that they meet industry standards, and of course shoring up the liquidity and the capital. With all this, we believe we will improve on our profitability, and of course the shareholders' value will continue to be enhanced.
It appears the new board will have to work harder to win back investors. At the close of trading on Monday, brokers say no investment was made on the shares of the troubled bank. It surely will take a while before Sky Bank rebounds from its troubles. Abiola Ismail, TV360, Lagos.
Oil prices fell on Monday over signs that U.S. shale drillers have adapted to lower prices and on renewed indications of economic weakness in Asia. Brent crude was trading at $46.38 per barrel, while U.S. crude was down 46 cents at $44.95 per barrel. Meanwhile, there is evidence that U.S. producers can live with crude of $45 or higher. Saudi Arabia's energy minister Khalid Al-Falih said on Sunday that oil markets were becoming balanced and as a result prices were stabilizing. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has ordered a ceasefire days after intense fighting with former rebels in the capital of Juba. More than 200 people are reported to have died in the clashes involving heavy artillery, tanks and helicopters. The violence erupted with a shootout between forces loyal to President Kiir and First Vice President Riek Machar. The UN Security Council had urged both sides to stop fighting amid fears for the safety of millions of civilians. Theresa May is now the only candidate left to become Britain's next Prime Minister. Andrea Leadsom, who was the other contender, quit the race on Monday. It's still unclear if this means she automatically becomes the nation's next leader. Incumbent Prime Minister David Cameron announced his resignation following a referendum to lead the European Union. A new leader is expected to begin in October. Moving on to sports stories now, FIFA President Gianni Infantino has confirmed he will visit the Niger Football Federation on Sunday, July 24th. Infantino, who was elected in February this year, will arrive Niger on a 2-day working visit alongside FIFA's General Secretary Fatma Samoura. During the visit, Infantino is expected to meet Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari and Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode. He will also meet a host of African Football Federation presidents and will be a guest at the final of the NFF Zenith Bank Future Eagles Championship. Infantino is FIFA's 9th president, replacing Sepp Blatter, who had been president of the governing body since 1998. Victor Osimhen snagged a later winner for Niger's Flying Eagles to beat home team Sudan 2-1 on Sunday in a 2017 Under-20 African Cup of Nations qualifier at the El Merreikh Stadium in Khartoum. The return leg will be played in Niger on a fortnight, with the overall winners advancing to the Under-20 AFCON in Zambia in February. Niger is the most successful side at the African Under-20 Cup of Nations, with 7 titles under its belt. The country is also defending champion, having won the last tournament held in Senegal. Former world #1 Maria Sharapova will miss the Rio 2016 Olympics after the Court of Arbitration for Sport delayed verdict on her appeal against a doping ban till September. A 3-man independent panel convened by the International Tennis Federation had in May this year announced that she would not return to the WTA Tour until 2018 at the earliest. She had hoped to appear at the Olympics after filing an appeal with CAS asking that her ban be eliminated or reduced. According to CAS, Sharapova and the ITF needed more time to complete and respond to their respective submissions. A decision is expected to be issued on September 19, 2016. Well, that's all we have on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.